I could kindly hand over to Mr. Sheppard, Tim Sheppard from Smart Support. Tim, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, and morning again to everybody. First of all, a quick apology. My technology seems to be letting me down. If my camera goes blurry and I go fuzzy, I'm still here. You should still hear me, and more importantly, you'll be able to see some slides that I'm going to be popping up. So let's pop those up. Let's just make sure. Can everybody see those? Can I get a nod from? Yeah, splendid. Okay, so morning and welcome to everyone. Just a quick introduction. I'm Tim Sheppard from Smart Support, and we're a group of local independent advisors with extensive corporate and small business expertise. With a track record of success across all areas of business development and growth, where we bring larger business systems, processes and thinking to the SME environment. I've also most recently been working with several charities, helping them to develop as sustainable organisations. We also have Sue Piper with us from the Kent Association for the Blind and the Chamber's chosen charity for 2022-23, who will be giving us an insight into some of the great work that they do. And I'd like to thank the Chamber for inviting me and us to spend a bit of time exploring how supporting charities can boost your corporate responsibility. So for the next hour or so, what we're going to do is set the scene and take you through some of the definitions around corporate responsibility and social value and where it all fits together. Explore why does any of this matter, and take a look at some of the external drivers. Why supporting charities may be the right thing for you. And then Sue will take the opportunity to go through some of the great work that they do. Then we'll look at how you align yourselves with a charity that is right for you and the positive impact that this can have on your business and those around you. There'll also be a breakout opportunity, and I'd encourage you to use a chat function, introduce yourselves to each other, raise any questions and points that you have. And also at the end, what I'd like to do is come back in the room and just hear some of your personal experiences and benefits of working with charities. So the first question is, what is corporate responsibility? What I'm going to do is come back in the room, and this is where I'm going to ask Kelly to set us up into some groups, and we're just going to spend a few minutes just exploring our understanding of what corporate responsibility is. So over to you, Kelly. You're on mute. So I did see.
I am. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just going to do that now. Okay. Has it come up for you to join? No. Okay. Do apologise.
You can only do it printed on the bottom of the shorts. But the I think there's any.
I do apologise why it's not.
Also, at time it's not coming. Message to people, take them. I'm going to put this in my bag.
Sorry, folks, we're getting there. I was in a room on my own.
Oh, so it did work. Did it work? Because
it did work, but for 59 seconds. So I was in a room on my own. Forgive me.
Okay, so it's saying all breakout rooms will close in 20 seconds. So I do apologise. I just have to wait for them to close again before I can assign them.
No worries, no worries. Thank you very much for managing that. We'll just get through these technical difficulties, everybody. Whilst we're here, a very quick shout out to Sue's colleague Nicola Wood from KAB, Kent Association for the Blind, our Kent Invicta Chamber of Commerce's nominated charity for this year. We've had lots of engagement with Nicola, and it's been a delight to be working with you. And as soon as the time limit is there, we're going to try this again. Gremlins in the IT.
Yeah. No.
Nothing we can't overcome. If not, I can do my cabaret for you. I'm not sure you'd thank me all, but
If it's a hassle, if it's a struggle, then we'll just go with what we've got. More than happy.
I'm just going to try and open them all again now. So here we go. It's open all rooms. And has anything? No, Catherine's saying no, nothing's come up for.
All right.
It's. Oh, so the other 4 have gone, but they haven't. Okay, right. Okay, I'm going
sorry,
to.
Kelly, that's not working. What we're going to do, Alistair, Tim, Phil, and Catherine, is that we'll have an open forum in terms of the question that you asked. Would that be all right?
I think it's. I don't know. People seem to be going now, if that makes sense.
Okay, well.
Sorry, Kaz. I don't know what's going on this morning with the breakout rooms.
Okay, let's abandon that for the time being because we've still got lots of people here. Oh, Martin, wonderful. Mr. Reeves, Wisdom Hospice. Awesome to see you. What we'll do then is and Petra, awesome. What we'll do is we'll go with the flow with what we've got, if that's all right.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay, Tim, are you with us here? No, he's in a breakout room. Okay, well, I'll do this. Ladies and gentlemen, we're having some technical problems. I do apologise. It seems that there's not a great deal of appetite for me to do my cabaret act. So instead, we'll focus on the turns of the event. If I could kindly ask you to all unmute. What does corporate social responsibility mean to you guys? Just jump in. Martin.
Well, I'm speaking from a charities perspective, and for us, it's engagement with companies. And since COVID, really, it's how we look at the well-being of the company's staff. And also, while you're doing some great work for your chosen charity, it can be a real team-building exercise, and the charity benefits too. And that can reflect well on your company if it shows that you're supporting a local good cause. But that's from a charity's perspective. I'm very interested to hear what the companies think, negatively or positively, what CSR means to them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Carl, good morning to you. If I could kindly ask you to unmute. Carl Lincoln from Value Chamber Members, BJF. I know you've contributed today to the event for a large local Kent-based organisation, Carl. What does corporate social responsibility mean for the BJF group?
So I think for us, it's more than a kind of tick box exercise. I think for some businesses, and it can be seen as it's something we need to do because it's going to look good on tenders or anything like that. But for us, it's about really doing the right thing within the communities that we operate. And those communities are expanding rapidly as the business expands. So it's about reaching those communities and supporting the people that are touched by what we do as a business. So be that our clients, but also local schools, colleges, local charities, as we're talking about today, you know, anyone that we can benefit on a wider scale than just the work we do for our clients on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely. Very well articulated, Carl. I noticed that we have our star term, Tim Sheppard, back in the room, and this is very much their event. So, Tim, with courtesy and with respect, I will stand down and let you chair this this open event. Would that be all right, sir?
Absolutely, yeah. Clearly the breakouts didn't quite work, so apologies for that. However, I heard a really good definition of corporate responsibility in a few moments. I was in a room, again, I heard some some clear description of corporate responsibility. Can I just see a show of hands? Has anybody heard of the Social Value Act? You could just do that, yeah. Next question is, how many people has actually read the Social Value Act? Few less, absolutely. Yeah, I'm just going to do a little bit. Social value is the positive change that you create in the local communities in which you operate. And the government recognises it's important and they create it as a driver. So let me get back onto the slides now. And we'll continue through. Again, can I just have a nod? You can see that, everybody? Kaz, can you see that all right? Yeah, lovely. Okay. So what is corporate responsibility? One definition says corporate responsibility is about the impact an organisation makes on society, the environment, and the economy. Having an effective programme ensures you contribute positively to all those impacted, as well as adding value to your organisation, ensuring it operates in a sustainable way. So it's about three key areas: your organisation and the people you employ, how you manage the impact on the environment, and your impact within the communities that you operate in. And there are some external drivers out there that help encourage and support our commitment to social value. A significant driver, as Kaz was telling me earlier, is government. Essentially, all government contracts have to award 10% of their overall scoring of a contract to sustainability and social value. You do have to be capable of delivering the service or the contract at the right price, but this can be a significant differentiator in any decision to award a contract. Local governments follow a similar structure, again awarding a significant percentage of the quality responses to social value and towards achieving community benefits. One local authority even awards 20% of their quality response to social value. So this can be a real differentiator and is becoming more and more prevalent within the private sector as well in their decision making when selecting suppliers or partners. An example from a recent tender asked the question, how has your company most supported the local community within the last 12 months? And this represented 10% of the scoring on that contract. And this could make the difference between winning and not winning. And even if you're not actually supplying directly to these types of organisations, you may be working for somebody who does. And any positive impact you can have can be reflected and benefit them as well. And also, there are tax incentives available to businesses. And I've included on a slide later on in the presentation a link to a lot of useful information, including the tax incentivizations. And finally, of course, why do you do it? Because it's the right thing to do for you, your staff, the local communities, and ultimately the planet. So why support a charity and not just do something yourself? Well, of course, you can do it yourself, and I'm sure you're already doing a lot of positive things within the communities you operate in, such as local employment of your staff, buying locally and the like. Many larger businesses do have the ability to manage this by themselves, setting up their own foundations, for example. But for smaller businesses, this is not a route that is available to them. That is not to say it is impossible to do it yourself, but done properly, it takes valuable time, resources, and money to set up and administer, which could be better used. The key benefits of working with a charity include being a ready-made solution that requires a minimum set up by you and a more immediate impact. Charities will be better attuned to the key challenges that need the most focus within the communities. They can also be aligned to local authorities and other community organisations. Being part of something bigger can help to ensure that your support or money has the greatest positive impact. Subject to your requirements, relationships can either be project specific or indeed ongoing. And supporting existing initiatives can often be the best way to have the greatest impact and create a lasting legacy. And charities are great at recording and celebrating success. In my experience, smaller businesses less so. This is particularly important when a client requires regular reporting as part of a contract's deliverables. So with all of that said, it's now time to hand over to Sue, who's going to tell us a little bit about the great work that they do. So are you there, Sue?
I am, Tim. Good morning. Thank you very much indeed. And it's great to hear such positive words being spoken about this. So thank you for inviting me along and the opportunity to talk to everyone today. So I'm from Kent Association for the Blind. We're a well-established local charity supporting sight-impaired people across the county. But what I wanted to do today is to talk to you a little about our perspective of these partnerships and how well they can work, and hopefully dispel a few myths along the way as well. And it was great to hear Carl just speaking a little bit earlier about how he sees corporate social responsibility as not just a box ticking exercise, because that's very much how we view it as well. We're really keen to sort of shift the dialogue from more of it being a responsibility, something that you have to do, but actually it should be more of something that you want to do and something whereby you can create a lasting legacy. It's not always about the money. I mean, of course, the money helps, but I think we need to emphasize that money is a byproduct of a partnership together. It's often about the value that our corporate partners can add. We are equal partners, and often the greater that we understand one another, the more that we can both believe in nurturing, growing, and maintaining relationships which really benefit our local community. We get it. We understand entirely the corporate landscape is shifting incredibly quickly, and all of the priorities. You are so busy most of the time, and what we're here to do is make it as easy and seamless as possible by really kind of working alongside you to make things simple and straightforward. But what we also believe is that there'll be long-term partnerships, and some of our partnerships have lasted 8, 9+ years. The longer that we work with corporates, the more we really get to understand one another. We understand challenges and opportunities whereby we can both work together and both benefit. So I think they often evolve. And I think it's great to see this shift away from the sort of traditional charity of the year that often is come and it's gone before you even know it, really. So really these long-term partnerships are what we're all about as best we can. I think Tim really highlighted well some of the benefits that can work for you, but please remember that there is so much more than just that financial aspect. There are ways in which you can work with a charity. It might be sort of pro bono opportunities where you have skills and expertise within your workforce that you can offer that save us an enormous cost and are really beneficial. Employee engagement, volunteering opportunities. Again, park any ideas that you had about us asking you to stand outside Tesco's with a bucket. It's not happening any longer. That's not what we're asking. We can engage your staff and get them doing some really fantastic volunteering that they will get so much out of as well. And if your company, for example, has a policy whereby you can offer a day's volunteering to your staff, we have incredible opportunities. And I think there's nothing better for people than to perhaps put a medal around somebody's neck or stand at the London Marathon cheering people on. These are the great examples of ways to get involved. It might be just picking up the phone and thanking people. There are so many different ways. So do please bear in mind that if you have time, we can make best use of that and certainly get involved. But please think about how you can align to a charity. You can benefit from the PR aspects, raising your profile, really kind of helping you to stand head and shoulders above your competition, because we can give you that edge that is going to get you the next deal, the next contract, whatever it is that helps you get that across the line. You can be sure that however best we can work together, you will get account management and support from the team here, whether it's a Kent Association for the Blind or any charity. They have incredible experience and professionalism that will benefit you enormously. So really just, I suppose to close, think about making that lasting legacy. Don't think about it as like a risk assessment that it's a box you have to tick. Think about the impact that you can make through your business that is going to leave that lasting legacy within the local community, and everybody wins. We win and you win. So please, yeah, just open your minds and think about it in terms of actually going away from today, all of the great messaging that Tim has here as to actually what you could do differently, and you could do it differently tomorrow. Thank you, Tim. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Tim. We have Nicola's hand raised, sir, if that's okay.
Oh.
And
You're
she's
going
on
to have to
mute.
come off mute, Nicola.
It was in error, actually, that my hand was raised, so I do apologise.
No, too late. You've got to say something now.
Oh, well, I mean, I think our chamber, us being the Chamber Charity of the Year, is a really great example of wonderful things that can be achieved together. We've had a brilliant year. We've made so many great contacts, and it's not just about the bottom line, but there's lots of people. It's like going to the networking groups. It's like family now. We know everybody, but I really recommend to all the charities in the room today, if you don't already, definitely go along to the chamber meetings. There's a great bunch of people there who want to help. And I think today could be like the start of getting that message across to what the benefit is of being a charity of the year, whether it be at the chamber or with an organisation. So definitely grab it with both hands.
Good, good. Before I go back onto slides, does anybody else want to raise a point, pop their hand up? If you don't, I shall go and pick on you, so we don't get away with it. Anybody? Oh, who can I pick on? No, is that being cruel? Bryn, go on, Bryn, come off mute and make your point.
I think coming from the charity side, it's also very, very important that you understand what the charity is actually doing in the community. I'm fairly lucky. We're a crime reduction charity. When I go to an employer, we can actually say how much we are reducing crime or helping victims of crime. So from a business point of view, don't be afraid to ask. Charities are very good at measuring what they do, but put them on the spot, ask them what they're doing in the local area. They should be able to help you make that decision. So make sure that it's not just the charity coming and asking for money. Be a really objective member of the discussion.
Absolutely. There's so many different ways you can actually contribute to within your communities. Any businesses out there got any particular point they want to raise? I am at the end. We're going to go back into breakout, and sorry, not breakout, into this session, and just explore some of the great work that you're all doing. But any businesses got a particular point they'd like to raise from their perspective of whether they should do this or not?
Tim, can I just give a shout out to Mr. Greg McKenzie? I know he's shaking his head. Loyal chamber members, very, very active within the chamber, and he helped us promote this event today. Greg, may I kindly prevail on you, sir, to say a few words?
Well, you can, Kaz, but I'll remember this for a future meeting. There was one question I had, Tim, in taking some notes from your slides. When you highlighted local to communities you operate in. We're obviously a company based down here in Folkestone, but we work right across the UK. So how do you align yourself with a charity to do some good work for in that respect? I mean,
that will partly get answered in a moment with a few slides, but
okay.
it's a really, really good point, and certainly something I had conversations with Carl with, and I will make the point as we go. The construction industry is a great example where you go into an area, you impact that area significantly for a while, then you go again.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we do sort of day in, day out. I mean, we can be in areas less than 24 hours. Other areas were there for sort of a week, 2 weeks.
So what do you do?
We operate in the retail and commercial sector. So we do a lot of rebranding of convenience stores throughout the UK. We do a lot of rebranding and upgrades to banks and building societies going right across the UK. And we operate in some of the biggest shopping centres. Okay, so whilst we do a lot of work here, sort of in Kent and the southeast, we literally go as far as like Land's End to John O'Groats.
Yeah, well, and that's going to influence your decision. First of all, whether you are going to align, and if you are, who you're going to align with, and what sort of impact or legacy is realistic if you are just dipping in and out of an area. And it might be that your focus has got to be within the communities that you do operate in, or you operate out of.
Right, okay, thank you.
Anybody else got an observation in that regard?
I was just going to say that sometimes it's where the workforce is potentially, so that it's sort of very much part of where your base is, and obviously they're your neighbours, your community that you're close by, but also your members of staff are in that area as well, and their families, and it affects them, so they might have a bit more passion about the cause potentially.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I'm going to go back onto slides and actually pick up on that very point.
Just before you do, Tim, I did put my hand up and nobody picked on me. I worked for a large corporate that was a national coverage and supporting charities, all the things Tim's covered. But one of the ways that we did it, we would pick a national charity, but work with it on a local basis. So the company I worked for was Brakes. We had 60 depots scattered around the UK. So what we would do, because it's really good for us to build team morale and get people working together and feel part of a family, and all of the benefits you get from it, is that you could go for a national charity, but work locally with them. We also picked, each depot would get to pick a local charity that they worked with. Like, just throw that in.
Absolutely, yeah, good point. Okay, I'm going to go back onto slides unless there's another hand popped up. And we should be good there. Okay, so the next thing is aligning yourself with the right charity for you. And this should include making sure that they are the right shape and size, that your values are aligned to ensure that the relationship is a productive and, really important, enjoyable one. Make sure you have a key point of contact. Again, if you're a business, you don't want to align yourself with somebody where you're not going to be contacted by them. You are going to have to work too hard to make contact and develop the relationship. So find somebody with the right shape and size. Be clear on what it is you can offer. And it has been mentioned, is it money, time, or resources? Also, is it going to be a short or long-term commitment? I've already mentioned construction industry being a great example. They can come into a high street, bash, crash, make all the mess and the noise in the world, and actually creating some form of local relationship can actually help to balance that impact. And actually one of the charities that's helped me, and they get a mention at the end, is Smart in Dover, who benefited significantly with the works that went on at Dover, is it Western Docks, where they were having a significant impact on the town, and they in turn put a lot of time and energy into that particular charity. Also, together, that you are able to achieve the best possible outcomes and to maximize your impact. It's also vitally important to undertake due diligence with the charity. Check their accounts, make sure they're financially stable. Have a look at some of the successes they've had. Does that align with your vision? And also, how are they most effectively using the support that you give? Do some research, look at their past performance. And a good route to establishing the right charity is approaching local organisations such as the Chamber, Social Enterprise Kent, even local Rotary clubs and the like. So why do you need to do any of this stuff? Well, firstly and most importantly, because it's the right thing to do. But done well, it can enhance your reputation, create a competitive edge. It could even be a differentiator or a unique selling point, a USP. Clients will want to buy from you. And something that hasn't been mentioned, but is really important, employees will want to work for you. It's a very competitive market at the moment. So if anything you can do to put yourself above the competition and bring good employees into your business has got to be a good thing. Other organisations will want to be associated with you, all leading to greater opportunities and well-being. And it can make you and those around you feel good knowing that you are making a positive difference, even creating a legacy. And finally, if I haven't said it before, because it's the right thing to do. So I have a few more slides at the end. I just want to go through a bit of housekeeping where I've got some useful information I want to share. But what I'd like to do is take the opportunity to just get some of you to go through some of your experiences, some of the opportunities you've got. And for those charitable organisations there, it's a chance for you for a few minutes to do a bit of selling if you want. Silence. Who's going to put their head above the parapet? Darren. So come off mute and off you go.
I am off mute. Thank you, Tim, and thanks for the presentation so far, and thanks to Kaz for hosting. We've been a member of the Chamber now for about a year. We're a new charity that's up in Ashford in April last year to deal with youth homelessness in Kent, which was a huge number, 2,500 aged 16 to 25-year-olds were homeless in Kent in 2021. And for us, since we've been open in Ashford, it's our fourth centre we've opened. We've been looking at working with businesses and corporates to provide not just, I think it's super, it's not just about money donations, which are obviously all very nice and great, but we've got young people who've not maybe had opportunities in the past. So we're looking at more work experience opportunities, potential where people can learn trades, do qualifications with the companies, and then potentially go and work for them at the end. We could, once they've sort of, once they've found work, we can then help them find accommodation and carry on and support them into the world of work. So for us, the corporate partnership is sort of a real two-way thing. We've got volunteering opportunities where people come and speak at the centres about career opportunities they've got, and we've potentially got people there living at our centre that do want to work and looking forward for opportunities. So that's basically what we do in Ashford. If anyone does want to come and do a talk or visit us, we're open to visitors, and it'll be really great to see some of you at our centre in Ashford.
Thank you, Darren. Tim, if I may, can I give a very quick shout out to Mr. David Daswell? David is a Chamber favourite. He has worked for several organisations, all of which have been Chamber members, so hats off to you. But it's his very first week at the Heart of Kent Hospice. So David, congratulations on your appointment. It's a stellar charity. I just wanted to give you a shout out. I hope that's all right.
Thank you very much, Kaz. It's great to be here. It's actually my first day, so I've only been here a couple of hours. Just had a quick tour of the building and answered some emails, so it's great to be here. It's good to, it's not a sector I've worked directly with before, but it's I think it's going to use my normal skill set, but in a more rewarding way. So it's great to meet you all and learn more about the charity-based activities.
Thank you. You're very personable. I'm sure that everyone here wishes you every continued success in this new career, and we look forward to engaging with you. Tim, if I could kindly give a shout out to Alison Wright, loyal chamber member. Great to have you with us, Alison. Alison works for SJJP, and you very much understand the Corporate Social Value Act and corporate social responsibility.
I do, yeah. So I'm with my other hat on, I represent the St James Place Charitable Foundation, which I think you alluded to. Some large businesses have their own foundations, and we're lucky enough to have that. And it's been running for 30, well, we're in our 31st year now, and have raised over £110 million for charities over that time. So it's a national charity, but with a local feel, we would like to think, because what we want to do is reach out and support local charities where we can. And that's where we do engage the community. So a lot of my colleagues will have charities that are dear to them, either through personal experience or they're in their local communities, because we're very widely spread. And we also know that often our funds will go that bit further for a smaller local charity than it will for a big national. So we do a bit of both. We do sort of local chapters of big national charities, but also the small little local hospices, special needs schools. Also, we tend to theme things. So we are children and young adults with in need. So whether that's social, financial deprivation, as well as illnesses, hospices, cancer care, and mental health charities are where we try to focus, but we will basically look at anything that is worthy. And the point about due diligence is key. I think it was made a little earlier, is do look at the accounts and make sure the charities are sustainable, because we have a responsibility to go back to our community and show them where their money that we're asking them to donate is going, and that they can see the value. And from a personal point, most of my social media posts that allude to the charity get more engagement than the ones about my business. So I think that shows, where we're at with this. And you certainly get a lot back. You get far more back by working in this sector than you ever are asked to give.
Tim?
Yeah, thank you. Now, is Amber, you are on, you've got your camera off. This could be embarrassing for all concerned. Are you there, Amber? Because I see you're a business rather than a charitable organisation. I can see you. I can't hear you though. What I wanted to just do was just count hands up who are businesses in the room as opposed to charities. I'm trying to see if there's anybody we've not heard from.
Amber is here now, and she's alive and in real time. Amber.
Can you hear me?
We can, yes.
Yay, sorry, there's some issues with my headset.
Yeah. Tell us about your, as a business, tell us, first of all, are you doing anything? Do you see working with a charity as a route to maximising your positive impact?
Yeah, for sure. So we do various, we jump on the bandwagon, say Red Nose Day, Macmillan Coffee Mornings, etc. We do lots of little events throughout the year. There was a time pre-pandemic, we did a charity of the year. We worked with Porchlight, and we raised, I think it was just over 2,000 over the year, which was great. But we found a lot of the staff, another event, if you will, because we'd focus so much. But yeah, we definitely like to increase more. We did, I want to say a couple of years ago, we did a skydive for the hospice, same one that David works for. So we've kind of done a little bit of everything, which is great. So yeah, we always try and keep involved.
Good. Carl, can you come off mute? Obviously, being a larger organisation, how do you manage the balance of that and the impact, which was a point that was made earlier, where you go into an area and then you come out of that area and go into another, something that Greg raised earlier?
Yeah, so we tend to do a whole mix of activities that kind of cover, from what Amber said around, Macmillan Coffee Morning, or we did Wear It Pink Day quite successfully last year. So we do those sorts of things that are ad hoc. We also do, depending on where we can have most impact, we tend to select the activities that we do around those. So we're refurbishing a community centre at the moment on a military barracks that we work on in partnership with the main contractor on that contract. And that's a really big kind of social value piece. It's not directly linked to a charity, but it is a big social value piece. And that's going to be over a number of months. So that's a much bigger, chunkier project that we're doing. But something we need to do going forward is kind of centralize and bring together a lot of the activities that we do, I think. So we are looking at potentially either a charity of the year or a longer term partnership with a charity, not necessarily in the local area, but it might be one with kind of national reach that helps us to do some of the things that you mentioned in your slides. So that's kind of where we're at in that journey at the moment. We're still working towards, I don't think we would set up our own charity or foundation. I think we would need to partner with someone that's got a bit of a ready-made kind of thing that we can tap into. So that's kind of where we're at the moment.
Okay, thank you. I'm also going to delve in. Lewis Hunton and Karen Cooney. Can you guys, if you are there, can you come onto screen? Because again, I'm just looking at the list. You look like you are businesses rather than necessarily charities. If either of you are there.
Hello, yes, hi. So I represent Clear Voice Interpreting Services. We're a social enterprise rather than a business.
Okay.
So, we operate underneath a parent charity already, which is Migrant Help. So all 100% of our funds go back into Migrant Help to support the initiatives that they run there. But we're always looking for different charities and businesses that we can partner with to increase our social value and sort of push more social investment back into the community. So it's really, really interested to hear everyone's opinion on that, because it's something that we already sort of quite heavily operate in. But yeah, it's been fantastic to learn a little bit more about where everyone else stands.
And for you, Lewis, what is the community that you operate in? Is it where you are based?
So it's generally nationwide. The main thing that we sort of push is we obviously have, being a social enterprise, we have a business that we operate to generate funds, which in our case is an interpreting and translation service, but all those funds go back into Migrant Help. So outside of that, we run something called the Empower Project, which is a project that fully funds refugees to gain their interpreting qualifications, and then they're hired back within Clear Voice as interpreters that can then work with us. So, and that doesn't need to necessarily just be refugees that reside in Kent. Currently, it's nationwide. So we're trying to increase that where we can and take on more refugees and increase the amount of training that they have and get them, that cohort of refugees, through the process a bit quicker. So to answer the question, we operate nationwide because the refugees that benefit from this sort of thing are across the country.
Okay, thank you.
And just to add some value there, Tim, what Clear Voice do is they showcase their interpreters when they pass, and they give them a profile, and we always like to try and support those posts for you there, guys. And what I've noticed is that those posts, a bit like Alison was alluding to, get an awful lot of traction from the local business community, don't they?
They do, yes.
Lewis,
Thank you so much for all your support on that, Kaz. Yeah, it really is a way of sort of shining a light on not only the work that Clear Voice is doing, but the incredible impact that can be had when people in local communities are partnered and are sort of given the same sort of time and effort and all those sorts of things from businesses that clients in other aspects would be. But yeah, it's a fantastic initiative, and we're really looking to push it and celebrate the successful candidates and the people that go through the project a little bit more this year as well. So you'll be seeing a little bit more about that soon as well, which is fantastic.
Lewis, a very worthy cause. Hats off to you. Every continued success. Tim, sir, Karen has come on screen.
Are you there, Karen? I think she disappeared at the critical moment.
Karen Cooney, I'm so sorry, Karen.
We're scaring people off. We can't be having that. Okay, anything else anyone else wants just to raise, to take the opportunity? This is a great forum, a great showcase to just tell us a little bit about yourselves. Roger, good luck with the technology, Roger. I sat opposite you yesterday at the Vodafone event, and you were telling us about your challenges. The first one is you've got to come off mute.
Am I loud now? Am I speaking?
Yes,
now?
we can hear you now. Yeah.
Yes, my question is really because Amber Kirk, running a business, said that she was looking to partner with other charities. May we know what the business is and how we can contact Amber Kirk? Because obviously I'd like to contact her to take up this opportunity, because I don't know what her business is, where it is. Amber Kirk said that.
Hi, Roger.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. So Bedfon are a medical device company specialising in the innovation manufacture of breath analysis devices, specifically for smoking cessation, airway inflammation, and gastrointestinal disorders.
Is it called Bedfont?
Bedfont, yes.
Bedfont, okay. And if I Google Bedfont, will I find you?
Yes, if you contact the main email address is ask@bedfont.com. Mention my name and it'll be all forwarded through.
Roger, I'll connect you after the event.
I'll
connect you. Leave that with me, sir.
And Karen Cooney is running a business as well. Maybe know her contact details as well.
Of course,
Roger. Well done for trying, Roger. Yeah, there's lots of businesses here. Yeah.
If you don't ask, you don't get.
No, indeed. Right.
What may be useful, Tim, sorry, what may be useful, I'm so sorry to overspeak you, is that all chamber members that are here today get the attendee list. It's one of the benefits of chamber membership. However, given that this event is wholly philanthropic, I think that on this occasion, what we may do is share those with our non-members. Would that be all right, Kelly? Okay,
yes,
right. I'll make
I'll
make an executive decision here today. Roger, leave that with me. I'm aware of the time. If I could kindly cut back to our keynote speaker, Mr. Sheppard. Tim.
Okay, but just a couple of slides of housekeeping, hopefully some useful information. First of all, a big thank you to everybody who has helped contribute to this. There's a few names there that you will recognise. So I took the opportunity of getting feedback from companies, from charities, from local authorities, just to try and get as rounded a view as possible. And I've got so much more information available than I was able to sort of squeeze in today. So if anyone does have any further questions and queries, please do not hesitate to contact me. What I've also done is I've put within the slides, which I'm sure are going to be shared, some links to some key information. CCS is Crown Commercial Services. That will take you through the language of the drivers that the government have set for procuring business with them. Social value toolkit for councils, the charities register, so that any businesses out there, you can go and have a look and hunt around. A route to the tax benefits, a link to the Kent Association for the Blind, because that is a good thing to do and Sue wouldn't let me not do it, and a link to us at Smart Support. Then a couple of scary pictures there of Philip and myself if you ever needed to contact us. So that is me done, unless there are any questions. Over to you, Kaz. Kaz, you are on mute, Kaz. Not necessarily a bad thing.
Don't be cheeky just because you've been a success. Now then, without doubt, a really insightful presentation. I'm sure we'll all go away much better informed on this really relevant topic. With the few minutes that I have left, ladies and gentlemen, if I could kindly beg your indulgence, I'm going to hand over to Kelly Gentry, who will run through a few chamber events. And in closing, our nominated charity are going to share with you details of their Golf Open Day. Kelly, very quickly, quickly, please. We've got 8 minutes.
Okay, so we have our annual general meeting that is coming up on the 3rd of March, and that's from 12 p.m. until 2 p.m. And that's going to be discussing the future of the chamber. And that's going to be over a buffet lunch with Joe James. So please book on if you can. Then coming up, after that on the 7th of March, we have the KCFG, the Kent Construction Focus Group. And then for International Women's Day, we have the lovely Patience, who will be talking about how to become the best version of yourself in today's challenging world. I'm now going to hand over to Sue.
Thank you, Kelly. Sue, very quickly, please.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Kaz. Thank you very much indeed for today. Really appreciate the platform to be able to talk to you all. But I really just wanted to do a final mention to our golf day, which is in association with Kent Invicta Chamber. It's a great opportunity to network. As many of you will know, some of the best business is done, I think, on the golf course. So you'll be an incredibly good company. We still have opportunities for corporates to put in a team or perhaps sponsor a hole on the day. So please do reach out to the Chamber or myself, or you can go to our website at kab.org.uk. It's on Thursday, the 30th of March, and it's being hosted at the prestigious Cave, which is an incredible venue. So we'd love to see you there if you'd like to join us. It's going to be a great day. You won't want to miss it, I promise. Thank you, Kaz.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be able to bug out with 6 minutes to spare, so you can all grab a coffee before your next set of appointments. Without doubt, these events would not be successful without your participation. It's you that contribute to it. I've really enjoyed today. Thank you so much for your time, for our corporates and for our charities. Most of all, many thanks to our keynote speaker, Smart Support, with the team of Tim Sheppard, Philip, Catherine and Alistair. Super to have you with us. We wish all of our charity chamber members every continued success. We are here to help you. We wish you all a good forward day. I've been Kaz Macklin for Kent Invicta Chamber of Commerce. Have a great day. Thank you. Tim, can I ask you to stay with us, please?
Of course.
And Phil too. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Roger.
Say goodbye. Thank you.
Cheerio, Sue.
Bye. Thanks so much. Great. Well.
Awesome. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Sincere apologies for the technical bleep. It sometimes happens. Tim, forgive me. I did step in rather rapidly there to manage. I hope that was okay and didn't detract from your presentation at all. But we like to try and get things running smoothly. No fault of Kelly's. It was just.
No, I do apologise. I'd done everything that should have been done, and it just was not. It was breaking you hosts out, but it wasn't breaking out the other people, and I just don't know why it wasn't doing that, so I do apologize.
No harm done. No harm done.
What a good event. Hats off to you, Tim. What I love about you is you're not evangelical. You don't speak in science talk, and I think that made it really, really relatable. So well done. Thank you, Philip, for your support. I hope you're pleased with the participation and the engagement. It meant a lot to many of our chamber